Hey guys, just wanted to chime in here. It's been a while. I don't post a lot anymore, but occasionally when I'm, driving, I have some of my best thoughts or maybe things I think of that would add value if you could watch it. So in that vein, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit. Some of you might know what I do for a living. I'm in sales for an HVAC company, and really just kind of fell into it. Years ago I was a chef. Got tired of 15-hour days and not being able to see my then girlfriend as much, my wife now. We knew one day we wanted to start a family and that it would be prudent for me to look for something else. So in that spirit, I set off and got a job, first in sales for an a refrigeration company. And then later found my way into HVAC. And occasionally, just like anyone else, I'll look at other ways. I'm always open to other ways to make some extra money, a side hustle, this and that. But a lot of that results in me doubling down on what I do for a living, because I go, wow, I've got a lot of time freedom. My schedule is pretty manageable. I've been at the company for about 4 years where I'm at now. Found a home, I really like it. And so that allows me also a lot of autonomy and some seniority to be able to say, hey, I need this day off. I need to do this. I've got to get off early today to go pick up my son, whatever. A lot of people don't have that. You're mostly in a place where you got to be there all day. And so, for instance, I see a lot of YouTube and other content around high value skills, high paying jobs, and this is mostly geared towards younger people. I'll be 40 in 2 months, and you get people that are kind of right at the beginning of their career, 20 or right out of high school even, and they say, what's a high value skill I can learn? Coding is always there. These coding boot camps, I think, for people who have that sort of analytical problem solving mind, that like the mathematics and the computer science aspect, it's a no-brainer. Get into coding. You don't need a degree to make a really nice living with coding if you take some boot camps and get in the right networking. So in that spirit, I often see a lot of content around that, and something that's always interested me is real estate. I'm a homeowner now, and I've talked about possibly house hacking it or maybe turning it into a rental when we decide we want to move. But overall, we're just very happy with our situation. And my wife is a biochemist. She does cancer research. She gets a lot of fulfillment from her work, and she's also a high income earner. So in that, through that, I also just, signed up for something one day. I was really interested in this rental arbitrage that people were doing, where Airbnb, they don't own it, but they get in a contract with the owner and say, hey, I'll manage and furnish and run the space and give you a little bit of a premium on the rent, more than what you're asking for a long-term rental, and I'll rent it out, sublet it out technically, to Airbnb or Vrbo guests. That was an intriguing idea to me, but I wanted to learn more, so I signed up for something from a company, and I was very impressed because all I did was fill out a form and give them some info, and they sent me a free book about it so I could learn more about how their formula works. I read the book and realized, it's a lot of risk. It's not really what I want to do. And I think being realistic at this point in life, somebody who started and closed a few businesses and realized, again, double down on what I do for a living instead of having some side hustle that pulls me away from my family and my principal role of an HVAC salesman. So I looked at it, how much time you're going to put into something like that, and also the risk. Again, I don't want to get into a deal where I furnish something and then the owner decides, I don't like the idea. Why wouldn't I just rent it out as an owner? It left a lot of questions, but obviously people are doing it, making great money. There's a few of those online. So I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. I read the little booklet and moved on, decided it wasn't for me. One day I get a phone call from this gentleman, and he was really nice. He says, hey, do you remember a while back now you signed up for this info? I said, yeah, I remember that. He goes, well, what's going on? Are you interested in doing it? And I just, he asked some probing kind of marketing sales questions like, what's your pain point? Well, how much do you make now? What'd you like to make? And I just was flat up, straight up with him. I said, look, I make between $140 and $190 a year. It's a commission job, which I know is not for everybody, but I got great benefits, great coworkers, a company vehicle, gas card, company cell phone, a tablet, 401k match, you name it. He's like, wow. He's like, you really are happy where you're at. And I said, yeah, I am. And that was something I don't think I had through most of my 20s. I think I was always seeking that. He said, man, listen, it's just so refreshing to hear. That's great. He said, you know, a lot of people do this, and I have to bring them back down to reality that this takes a while. You have to put some sweat equity, get a little elbow grease in there, and get some things going. It's not just a get rich quick. You have to build a system that works, and then once you've done that, then you do make some great money with this rental arbitrage. He said, but listen, I haven't talked to anyone on the phone in all my years that said they were so happy with their current situation and that was the reason they weren't doing it. He said, usually the call goes on, well, if you're not where you want to be, and here's the gap to how you know, the same old thing that most sales folks use to get you into a program or a class or a system. And to me, that was really reinforcing of an idea that I've had for a while, that you guys, we do get to choose our own way forward. We don't get to control all the outside circumstances, but we get to control how we show up, how we respond to them. A couple of the reasons why I feel like I'm so successful at HVAC sales is my word is gold. You know, I just left a customer's house where some of my guys made a 3-inch square hole in the drywall that they didn't repair, because it's not what we do. We don't repair. It's usually excluded. But occasionally we see a small drywall job like that. I just go on a good faith, especially if I enjoyed working with that customer, and I just go and do it. This took me 45 minutes to go and put, you know, 2 coats of mud on after I drywall patch, basically. I mean, I'm not explaining how to patch drywall, but Wynn did it. Used the customer's fan to dry it off. Used my sponge, a little bit of water, and get it done. You know. And when I was leaving, he shook my hand. He said, Charlie, this is great. This experience with Black Lion HVAC has just been awesome. He said, you guys came in, you replaced the system. Your price was good. Not the cheapest, not the highest, but just right in the middle, kind of competitive. And you guys brought a lot of value for that. And I just asked him, hey, could you just do me a favor and just give me a simple review that mentions me by name? That helps me up, helps our company in the search rankings, and helps me personally when my name is in there as in a good review. So it just reinforces, guys, if you're not happy doing what you're doing, keep looking. Don't give up, and don't let a tiresome job drain your life force, because I feel I have so much energy to go around. Now I eat well, I exercise, I do a lot of sport, I love to get outside. I don't know if you noticed, it's very sunny today. This is rare for us in the Northwest in February, but I'll take it. Things like that, just being aware of how I show up and how I interact with customers has helped me immensely. And if I look back 7 or 8 years before I got into this work, when I was still cooking, I don't know that I knew what I needed to feel happy. I think I was still looking for it, but now I'm so blessed. I've got a home, beautiful wife, a son who's 7 years old. He practices jiu-jitsu with me. He's a double black skier with me. I mean, just insane how much my life has changed in a few years, and I'm constantly, and I'm not going to say it's perfect, I'm always happy. I go through bad days and good days just like anyone else, but overall, if I look at the arc that my life has taken, having a job that's very fulfilling is a huge part of my success and my happiness at this point in time. So again, if you're looking for that, if it's something you haven't found yet, I'm not here to market or sell you anything, but drop me a DM if you want to talk about it or look forward, you know, to finding how you can find that for yourself, how you can find that you can go be of service to people, which is ultimately the most rewarding part of all of it. Don't be shy to reach out, guys. I would love to talk to any of you that are interested in that. If it's something you do resonate with, drop in the comments and tell me what you did before and what you're doing now and how that's changed your life dramatically. Let's get a conversation going. Until then, have a great day, be well, stay happy, stay healthy, all of that stuff. Thank you.